5 months after the blast that took place at Bengaluru's Rameshwaram cafe, the National Investigation Agency has filed the charge sheet that has thrown open shocking revelations and has also triggered a political face-off.
Two of the main accused, one who planted the bomb and the other, the alleged mastermind, were both arrested 42 days after the Rameshwaram cafe explosion in Bengaluru on March 1st. Now, the NIA, which has been leading the investigation, has filed the charge sheet against four at a Bengaluru court. There are some shocking revelations in the charge sheet. Musawir Hussain Shazib and Abdul Mateen Ahmed Taha from Shimoga district of Karnataka were ISIS radicals. They were actively involved in radicalizing other gullible Muslim youth. They were funded by their handler through cryptocurrency. They had attempted a failed IED attack at the state BJP office in Bengaluru on the day of the Pran Pratishta ceremony at Ayodhya. While security has been tightened at the BJP office, opposition leaders blamed the Congress for downplaying terror incidents, an accusation denied vehemently by the ruling party in the state.
The Congress government was completely irresponsible. They had taken entire matter very lightly. They tried to project this as a personal rivalry, business rivalry, all sorts of things. Being in government, even before an investigation has been completed, they had come to a conclusion.
The terror-related incidents are also monitored by central agencies, be it NIE or CBI or IB, all these agencies they are handling. We are not only handling in Karnataka, but they are handling the entire country. So where is the question of we are downplaying?
The plan was to initially set up an IED explosive at the parking lot of the BJP office, but it later ended up inside the Rameshwaram cafe. What is to be learnt is politics must be set aside and time for real-time action on ground. With camera persons Kumar and Govind, Pratibha Raman in Bengaluru for NDTV.
And joining me now is Pradeep Bhandari, spokesperson of the BJP. We also have Sudhindra MG, spokesperson of the Congress. Sudhindra MG, starting with you, did the Congress government there jump the gun in the sense that you came to the conclusion much before investigation?
No, see, actually on the first day when the blast had happened, immediately aftermath, our certain leaders or certain people, they had a little bit of a conclusion saying, you know, they were trying to assess the things, say, you know, what kind of plot it could have been. You know, but nobody for sure said that, you know, this was supposed to be this, or they did not give any judgment. Unlike the BJP leaders, if you see the statement from the leader of the opposition, Mr. Ashok, or somebody else, you know, they directly, right from day one, they gave judgment saying that this has done by a certain particular community, and this community itself is responsible. That has been very irresponsible, actually. You know, Congress leaders tried to gauge the situation. The chief minister visited the site. The deputy chief minister visited. Home minister was in full alert. Now, immediate interrogation was done. Now, where is the question of BJP Congress not handling this irresponsibly? Responsibly, you tell me. I mean, just because you know they come to some conclusion.
No,
and
but the larger question is radicalization. That these are the youths who are accepting the ISIS ideology. Don't you think that this entire effort at downplaying is impacting more youth? Pradeep Bhandari, my question is, here is the Congress which is trying to downplay it, but the NIA has come up with details which certainly highlight that there was a larger conspiracy at play. Now, can we expect this to be completely investigation driven, and the BJP should also not try to score political brownie points?
Maria, good evening to the viewers of NDTV and thank you so much for having me. Maria, we're not trying to score any political brownie points. We're trying to just state facts because no amount of bluster can replace facts. We believe in the reportage of NDTV, and Maria, this is the NDTV report on March 2nd, 2024, where the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, had visited the site and said nothing to worry, it's just a normal business rivalry. So when the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka quotes a terror plot as a normal business rivalry without even going into the investigation details, when no investigative agency had made a conclusive proof, why was Mr. D.K. Shivkumar in so much of hurry to make an act of terror as a normal business rivalry? Now, had that been limited only to Karnataka, Maria, we would have understood. But recall Rahul Gandhi's statement in 2018 when he was asked about the Islamic State. He said these are random radicalized youth who have diverted from their path. So he tried to again belittle and try to remove the intensity of ISIS terrorists. Now, it is not limited to Karnataka, Maria. Let's look what is happening across the country. Here, Congress party in Jammu and Kashmir tries to align with a party called National Conference, which has backed a terrorist called Afzal Guru, and the Congress party is extremely silent, has not spoken a word. The Congress party has not spoken a word, Maria, when the NIA charge sheet reveals that the entire plot was planned after the Ayodhya Pran Pratishtha event. So did the Congress party speak a single word? No, the Congress party has not spoken a single word.
Okay.
So our charge is simple, that the Congress party look at its trajectory in the past when the UPA was in power.
Okay, so then will you respond to this, that when it comes to the real action against terror,
BJP has
you have attempted to go slow in the past.
radicalized terror outfit like PFI.
My friend,
Pradeep, let him speak,
friend
please.
is saying
Pradeep, let
that,
him
the
speak.
Deputy
Yeah.
Chief Minister
I'm
was
coming
very
back to you,
quick to...
Pradeep. Let him speak.
No, my friend was saying that our Deputy Chief Minister were very quick to jump to conclusions. Then what about the leader of opposition making irresponsible statement? What about your state president? They gave a judgment on the very same day of the blast, and they also accused a certain community. Was that not wrong? Did they did any investigation at that point of time? And here he is preaching us, telling that we have aligned with some party in J&K. It was them who shared the power with PDP. When they shared the power with Mufti Said's party, what were they accusing them of? So for BJP, when it comes to them, they have a different yardstick. When it comes to others, they have a different yardstick. It is the game what they are playing. For them, somebody is very good when it is allowed, as long as they are with them. Like example in Maharashtra, he was speaking of entire country. Maharashtra also, they accused at one point of time, the very same BJP had accused the people like, certain people of
Okay, so
instigating
Sudhindra,
Mumbai
just
black.
hold on
Now
to your
those
thoughts.
people are with the BJP.
Pradeep,
Now
just give me
people
a
are with
moment.
the
Let me go
BJP.
straight to
And is it
Bengaluru,
okay for them?
where my colleague Pratibha is joining me live. Pratibha, is this going to be the big talking point in the next few days, given how the reactions are coming in from the opposition BJP?
Well, it definitely will be, because we did see this kind of a political a blame game that was on ever since the blast also took place. The first week of that blast between March 1st and March 5th or 6th that I'm talking about, where the Congress did talk about how this was perhaps a business rivalry that was involved, or a personal rivalry, also spoke of how this could also be a cylinder blast. And these are the points that have been raised by the BJP then as well as now. It is definitely an important milestone as far as the investigation is concerned, because you have the charge sheet that is filed, shocking revelations there in the charge sheet with respect to what was earlier planned at the BJP office landing at the Rameshwaram cafe there. And the security has been tightened at the BJP office, and the BJP has made it a point to point fingers at the Congress, and the Congress in its defense claiming that these are the central agencies' job, and that they need to also look at the terror plots as well as the terror activities there, and they have been denying all these allegations. So this is definitely going to continue for the days to come. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Pradeep, you wanted to make a point. Please continue.
Maria, let me just read what the Congress and its supporters had spoken at that time. As the Congress supporters in the Congress party says, as per some locals, explosion happened in Rameshwaram cafe blast due to some ongoing gas pipeline work or gas cylinder blast. This is what their official stand was. What the gentleman from the Congress party was speaking about the statement of Mr. Dinesh Gundurao, which was to do with an questioning of one of the individuals, which he did not defend it. My charge is simple, Maria. Muzaffar Hussain Shazib, Abdul Mateen Ahmed, Maz Munir Ahmed, Muzaffar Sharif, these have been charge sheeted by the NIA in the cafe blast case. We are not doing politics on it, but the Congress party, in order for its vote bank, is the same party which spoke about Hindu terror. It is the same party which was crying for the Batla House terrorist. With respect to the PDP, we had broken alliance. We do not compromise on terror, and we never asked for proof on the surgical strike. So my question in charge is simple. What prompted Mr. D.K. Shivkumar to conclude that it is a normal gas pipeline work or a business rivalry, and why was the Congress party initially hesitant to the NIA inquiry? Not one leader from the Central Bharatiya Janata Party was hesitant to NIA inquiry, and had this been an isolated incident, we could have understood it. It's not an isolated incident because the Congress party did not support the ban of a radical outfit like PFI for its own vote bank politics. So our charge is that the Congress party always compromises on national security, whether it is about when you find unidentified objects.
Okay, let me bring in Sanjay Sahai,
they call it a planted
former
story. Whether it is
ADGP
about
of
Jammu and
Karnataka
Kashmir,
as
they say
well.
no, it is nothing to do with the terror. This is our larger charge is simple. Congress is soft on terror.
Sanjay
No,
Sahai,
as
given
regards-
the nature of investigation which is ongoing in this particular case, the charge sheet is talking about how the 4 accused are ISIS members now because of the radicalization which has happened. So it raises certainly the nature of exposure and the nature of contact these youth are coming in. So it cannot be downplayed as an explosion as we had heard 6 months ago.
See, this is a part of a very well orchestrated, well organized sort of a planning which ended with Rameshwaram Cafe, and we hope that that was the last and we'll be able to take care of anything at a very preventive stage as we move further. The NIA charge sheet and all the efforts which NIA made, it is crystal clear that it has been done in a very, very professional manner. So all the links which they have been able to establish, inclusive with the earlier cases and the nature with which linkages have come through, inclusive of the handlers. So I think that is sufficient enough to prove that it has been done in a very methodical manner. And what is expected out of a leading anti-terror investigative agency. So that is precisely what they have done. The first 2 which come from Karnataka itself, how they were radicalized and how those 2 guys get into radicalizing others. What was the nature of the handler, how they got into contact with the handler. Everything is very neatly brought out. And the huge effort which went in to catch these 2 guys 32 days after the incident, that is also brought out as a part of the charge sheet, and all the other linkages are made. The nature of fund flow, which primarily is cryptocurrency, and then they are using some Telegram-based app to make it into fiat currency. That is also neatly brought out. I think NIA has done a splendid job without getting into my terror or your terror and without getting into any vote bank. I think it is high time that Karnataka, as is the case with lots of other states, we should be very vigilant and we should take this seriously and get into our act in a manner which is expected out of us.
So what exactly are you saying will be the right act? How do you act to ensure that you are far more aware, and at the same time, you know, given that it should not be about politics as it has been playing out, unfortunately, it's about investigation at the moment.
Unconnected as it may be, I would like to raise one point, that we live in an age, or we live in a legally mandated cooperative federalism. And cooperative federalism is not limited only to the nature of funds and variety of other things which we see on a regular basis. I think the intelligence, why this thing happened, certainly one factor would be intelligence. There is absolutely no denying the fact. Whether we are working on the intelligence part on a collaborative mode or not a collaborative mode, that is extremely essential. If it is a slugfest between the state government and the central government, then somehow we are forced to presume that the level of intelligence collaboration, or at a very dynamic and systematic level, and also discussing it and bringing it to a very workable blueprint level. Whether that is happening, not happening, I would not like to comment. I'm not aware of that. But that needs to happen. And as a situation of this nature arises somewhere, I think it has to be a joint attempt rather than getting into whether it is
so
your
the
terror,
real
my terror.
cooperative federalism is needed when it comes to investigations of this nature. That is the big takeaway. Thank you so much for joining us, Sanjay Sahai, Pradeep Bhandari and Sudhindra MG.